Whoa! It's the Illusion reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth. Been silent for a little while. And I don't know why exactly. I think I've been really pretty burnt out with the job I'm doing right now. Pumping for the man. Man, that federal government sure takes a lot of my bread, dude. I don't dig it so much, man. Normally with carpentry, I'm working under the table, but I don't even think that's it, man. I just usually, by the time I get off work, man, I just come home and take a nap, and by then it's dark and nothing's going on, and I'm out of the zone. But I don't know, I felt I needed to make a little bit of contact here tonight. I'm working on a new piece. We don't know where it's going yet, but add color, right? I don't know. Oh yeah, I got to do a shout out. I got this new badass belt in the mail today, which was pretty sick, dude. Look at that, man. It's made out of webbing and then coated with board short material. And Tandy, dude. It's the new hot belt, man. This thing is so super rad. I'm pretty pumped on it. I like their logos right up the alley of what I'm doing. It's reversed though, but maybe it reverses back by the time it gets put to YouTube. Not stoked that YouTube's changed their format once again, man. I don't know. Every time I get used to their system, they go ahead and change it. But I think that's all part of their design to make it harder to use or more inconvenient to use. But enough rambling about YouTube and nonsense and all that kind of stuff. I was thinking today, right? I was like, there was a time before I was a carpenter. I was doing something today and I had to make all these super trick cuts on this deck we were doing, and I just take it for granted that I know how to do it, right? Like I don't even have to think about what I'm doing, but I know how to do it. Like I know how to solve a problem with wood, and I know how to make things happen, and I know the right way to make things happen. And I'm working with this random cat, Bob, who's a mason, right? And he's just, I don't know how he got sucked into our vortex, but he's been up there working, and I don't know, he was asking me something about when I started doing carpentry, and I got into it pretty late in life. I think I got into it when I was 36 or so, man, not that long ago. But I seem to have a natural knack for it, right? I got it. It's a basic grit. It's not rocket science, that's for sure. But, you know, there's a lot involved to it. You have to think ahead, sort of, to get all your measurements right, or if you don't, man, none of your stuff's going to work out in the end. So there's a certain amount of thinking that's required to be a good carpenter. And I was just kind of marveling that I knew how to do it, and that at one time I didn't know how to do it, that I didn't know how to really get my way around the grid. And I mean, just the tools themselves are pretty intense, like using a skill saw. Like if you don't know how to use a skill saw safely, it's a pretty intimidating piece of equipment, and it's super dangerous. Like you have to constantly figure it's going to attack you. It's sort of like a skateboard. You know, the way I view a skateboard is even to look at it is a potentially dangerous concept. It could just attack me. So, you know, you have to keep yourself aware with the old skill saw. And so I was just sort of marveling at the fact that I know how to do all this stuff, and there was a time I didn't know how to do all this stuff, and just how life works, that, like, you know, at the beginning of everything, you know, we're a straight rookie. You know, I have a lot of people, oh, I don't skate that well, or I'm just starting, and it's like, yeah, everyone's got to be there. Not everyone's just a natural at things. I mean, some people are just come straight out of the womb with the skills to do whatever they want to do in life, and well, good for them. That's not my case. I've had to earn my turns in life, so to speak, by getting in there and figuring it out the hard way sometimes. And so, I think I appreciate that about life and what's going on, and I'm pretty grateful that I can make a living at being a carpenter and that I'm pretty well paid to do it. But the hours suck, man. I gotta say, that's really kind of burning me out. It's just, dude, I'm a surfer skater, right? Like, I can't get off work because of the daylight savings time and stuff and go skate, right? I mean, I guess I could. There's parks open at night and stuff, but they're really far away. And, I'm burnt, but it's like, you work from like sunrise to sunset during the winter, and it's like, if any sort of waves come up, it sort of really bums me out because I can't surf at all. And all of a sudden I found myself getting sucked into working with these dudes, man. It was just a temporary deal to help them finish this job, and all of a sudden I found myself saying, yeah, I'd go to the next job with them, but I had to be like, look, I'm going to take a couple days here and there when the swell comes up to go surfing, man, because, and that never works out, man. You always get hosed on that deal. But I don't know. I think that's what burns me out. I don't like being trapped. I definitely want to be doing other things with myself right now. And so I stopped doing everything for a moment. I stopped making videos. I stopped doing the art, man. I just stopped doing everything, man, because all of a sudden I became like depressed would be the word for it. I think they say it's depression. Like, oh my God, what am I doing again? Because life's not about being a slave to the man, and the lighting sucks in here, but it's not about being a slave. You're supposed to be happy, joyous, and free in this lifetime. And then I realized that, again, it's a test of surrendering and being able to see the forest through the trees and get into the now. Like, I gotta say, man, the first hour at work always sucks, man. I'm just not, dude, I hate it, right? But then I start making a bunch of cuts and I start working with the wood and I get super into it and then cool things start to happen, man. I get into the flow and stuff, but I gotta admit, I'm not really like a social person when it comes to work. I mean, I can banter and do all this stuff, but I'm a guy who just seems to be left alone and allowed to work and not have to have any interaction with other people or their trip or whatever it is. And I kind of got to work with all these dudes, and yeah, it's a hard gig for the illusion on the work site, man. Out in life, man, I'm super social and the whole thing, but when it comes to working with power tools and wood, numbers and measurements, man, I just want to be left alone and allowed to do my thing. But, it can't always be like that, right? You can bitch and moan all you want, but you still got to go do what you got to go do. I don't know really what I'm getting at, but I guess I'm pretty appreciative of the fact that I can work right now, that I do have a job, that my back actually feels good, that I can afford to pay my bills right now and help other people out and do whatever it is I'm doing and get back into the flow of whatever this is that we're doing here on YouTubeville, and just generally say that I'm pretty appreciative of life, even though it depresses me sometimes, right? I mean, that's the whole gig. That's the whole gig with living the dream is some days you eat the bar, and some days the bar eats you, man. And I don't know, I just felt I needed to check in with you, the viewing audience out there, because just because I'm having a crappy time sometimes, I mean, I think sometimes I don't know, man. What does that mean? I just said, I'm not really sure, but coming in at 10 minutes here, man, I'm probably already running a little long in the tooth. Anyway, Super stoked on the fact that we've got this going on and I can sit here and draw stuff and mind my own business. And I hope your guys' dreams going good. And let's vibrate ourselves through all the nonsense that we create in our life. Anyways, The Illusion out.